if you have something in your credit application that says that if the buyer is, more than 30 days late, that they are responsible for late fees, or if a third-party collector needs to be involved, that the buyer agrees to cover those fees. Do you see those things being, enforceable, first of all, and something you'd recommend having?
I think by and large, from what I see, is that you have a customer that'll agree to an order form or an MSA or a contract, and then the creditor, my customer, my client, will also reference their corporate terms and conditions. And that's a different location where you can click on a link to see the general broad terms of doing business with our customer. And within those terms, you'll see that they have the right to ask for interest and fees should a customer end up in arrears or past due, and ultimately reasonable attorney's fees if an account has to be put into collection. So a lot of times they have that covered. But if there's a single source credit app that is put in place, is tangible, is signed, then it takes away some of the murkiness surrounding those terms and conditions, which may be hidden in the background. While enforceable, they're not always present at the time of the execution of an order form or a contract or an MSA.
Gotcha. I mean, I think, thinking of a lot of my customers, I mean, they're not that formal. It's, I have a widget that I'm selling on 30-day terms. I onboarded my customer, but I never had them sign any MSA or general contract. It's more so just get a purchase order, deliver product invoice. So I think your credit application in that case kind of becomes your MSA, right? That's going to have all the terms that they're agreeing to. So, I mean, late fees and being responsible for collection agencies, attorney fees, things like that, I find to be important. And also something that the buyer would never object to at the start of the relationship, right? If they're applying for credit and they say, wait a second, I don't want to be responsible for late fees if I'm ever late on payment, I mean, it's a giant red flag. So all these things that I suggest that I feel are pretty easy asks of the buyer to agree to. Similarly, if there's ever a bounce check that they pay for the bounce check fees, or that the jurisdiction be local to the seller and not the buyer if there's ever disputes. So the seller isn't having to go on a plane to go sit in small claims court across the country somewhere to settle some $5,000 debt that the debtor would have to come to them.